Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to our first Liverpool related stream since the extremely devastating news we got on Thursday. Obviously, I'm always forever grateful for this community, for these people who watch us, to come together and do what we did on Thursday, which is unbelievably powerful. To do what we did together, and that for me is something that is it means the world to me. You know how we came together and how we helped people together, and I think that for me is something absolutely incredible. We have not spoken about Liverpool Football Club since Thursday, of course, due to the news, because it was not the time and the place to do transfer news or any of that type of stuff. I asked you guys on the poll yesterday. We posted a poll together. I asked you guys, listen, do you guys want us to do this show? If you guys are not like emotionally ready for it, we would have postponed it or would have taken our time. But 90% of the poll literally said, let's go ahead with the stream. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Obviously, this is kind of difficult to do already. Like, just to talk about Liverpool, to talk about transfers, to talk about whatever. This is not easy. But yesterday I saw something beautiful, and I spoke to Jenny about this. Actually, I saw something beautiful on Twitter. Hashtag do it for Diogo. And I think that's going to be my personal approach to this season. I want us to win this league title for Jota. I want us to win this Champions League for Jota. That's what I want to happen in this season. And I think that's the most important thing, that we celebrate his life, that we remember all the unbelievable memories he gave us, and we will celebrate Diogo Jota forever. We will remember Diogo Jota forever, and that won't ever change. He's going to be a player who obviously is engraved in our hearts, and we will never ever forget about him ever, and we will make sure that his memory lasts a lifetime on this channel. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Just quickly to this guy, you're one of the first guys on the Thursday stream to question my character, to question the type of person that I am, by asking why the stream is monetized, and you have not come back to the channel for the last 3-4 days, even though you know why it was monetized. So now I don't want you to be part of this community anymore, because you don't deserve it. Anyway, joining us on the stream, of course, with the people that you guys love to bring the Liverpool community together. Man like Callum. How you doing, Callum?
Not too bad, brother. Love your introduction, by the way, bro.
How you doing? You good?
Yeah, as good as you can be in it with the circumstances and what happened and what's still happening. It's not like you just click your fingers and forget about it. I was even speaking to my missus about it this morning, and she's not into football at all. And she's just like how it is hit her, because you look at his children. His children are very similar age to my children, and it's like I've got one brother, he had one brother, and it's like I'm not trying to make this about myself, but it's like I see so much of how that could have just been anyone, but it was him. And I've never felt more sorry for someone that I don't know, like I feel for his wife and his mother and his dad and his children. It just, I can't get my head around it. Obviously we're both religious. You're Muslim, I'm Christian, so we have our moments where we do question the man upstairs, but he ultimately has a plan that we'll never understand, and we have to accept that, being religious. But this one's a tough one, man. This one's a tough one. It's, again, I can only speak for myself. It's taking the enjoyment out of the summer window for me as well, and I'm not even really looking forward to the start of the season. You know how all gassed we were when we signed Wirtz and Frimpong and Kerkez, and to me, I don't even think about that stuff now. And it's like all I'm thinking about is his family and how the players are going to attempt to even bounce back from this, because they have no choice. They still have a job to do. But me personally, I said as long as I see 100% effort, I can't hold anything against them next season. Whatever to be will be, and I hope they win it. I hope they win it for themselves. I hope they win it in memory of Diogo. But ultimately, the toll it's going to take on these players, I don't think we can comprehend that. And I think we've got to be really mindful on going forward as a fan base and us as content creators. I think we have an important role now. We have a role to try and galvanize and unite as many people as possible to supporting the team through thick and thin. And this is about as thick as it gets and as thin as it gets. So I think we have to do our bit now as fans and as content creators to try and bring some semblance of positivity and help and support where we can. But ultimately, it's going to be really tough, man.
That's the same thing for me as well. Like obviously it's been very tough. I've been extremely like, and big up to all the people, because the people will always come back and tell you like how they actually feel. And during this period, like I've been very respectful to the situation, because it's very difficult. And like as you said, people even who have nothing to do with football, like even like my mom, she watched the video that Vel made and she was like, this video is amazing, please tell him the video is amazing. Like even she was getting emotional about it and stuff. So it was sad for the entirety of football. It was sad for everyone that are even like involved around football. Like my mom don't watch football at all. The only thing she watches is Jordanian national team. And even she was like, she heard the news, she spoke to me about it, and she even watched the videos and everything. So she was very upset as well from Thursday. But the thing is, as a community, and you speak about our role as content creators. Big up, Tom. No smart ass introductions today. Big up, Tom. Hope you're good.
Big up, Tom, bro.
So, I spoke to my family members, to everyone, and even they heard about the news. They see the news, they saw the videos that we put out, and they feel extremely hurt about it, even without like supporting Liverpool or anything. Obviously, my dad is a Liverpool fan because of me, so he has a different kind of approach to things, because he was upset as well. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, as content creators, we have to come together and we have to galvanize the people, and we have to speak to the people, and we have to rise as a community. And to be honest with you, my community, and I can only speak for the people in the chat, on Thursday, the stuff that we did was absolutely unbelievable. The ones who have me on Snapchat already know what we did. We raised the money for the single moms, because that's obviously what his wife is going through right now. We helped support 7 families with the money that we raised on Thursday's stream.
Brilliant.
And I recorded it for the people as well, for all the people like who doubted me or whatever, and even for the ones who believed me, so they can see with their very own eyes. That's the important thing, because there is something to be said about football fans coming together to help single mothers with no access to electricity, water, food halfway across the globe, because of the same message that it sends from the situation. I mean, obviously his wife, his children now don't have their husband and their father, respectively. And I think that's obviously an absolutely just like devastating feeling. And for me, we came together and I had that idea and we executed it as a community. And that's for me what matters, because in these times it shows what truly people are made of, what their minerals are. And of course, I saw Tom even like quote tweet, people who try to like, monetize the situation, people who try to like make money off that situation. I was never ever make money off someone dying. That's not the type of person I am. I saw some people like it's just a disgusting approach to it, which whatever, to each their own and all that, but you have to call out the BS when you see it. So for me, we did, as the Don Hussam community, we came together in a way like no other, and we helped out families, and we did like did something for charity, which is important. And and that's another thing as well. I'm very happy with all the Liverpool pages are no longer sharing news from that shit newspaper, and rightfully so. And I will also, I'm telling you guys right now, I will not be sharing any transfer news, whether it be Liverpool or not, from that shit newspaper anymore. That newspaper is dead. It's over for me. Any whether it's I'm doing transfer news daily, whatever news it is, Jokeras, blah blah blah, anything, I will not. I will also be joining the likes of Anfield Sector and all the others to just not report anything from that shit newspaper. And I will not even be reporting, I'll not even be saying its name, because the disgraceful titles that they had on Thursday, the way that they behaved on Thursday, forever, I will never forgive them, ever.
Have you guys signed a petition for that?
Yes, this newspaper is dead to me forever. And if anyone reports like any information from it, he's gonna be warned, and we'll tell him, "Yo, in this chat, we don't bring it up." So that newspaper is dead for me. Tom, first time we've spoken since Thursday, obviously. Talk to the people, brother.
Football is the most important of the unimportant things in life, and I think that Thursday and everything from that point has really put that into perspective. We don't realise quite how much time we spend with these footballers despite never knowing them personally. You know, I done the math on it over the weekend. I've watched every single one of Diogo Jota's 180 odd games with the football club. I've spent an awful lot of time watching him. I spent an awful lot of time on panels with you, with other people talking about him. You don't realise how much time you actually spend of your life thinking about these people. So when you get such shocking and devastating news like that, it hits you, and it hits you hard, and it's been beautiful to see the outpouring of love. You know, we knew Diogo Jota the footballer, and he was a brilliant footballer. Absolutely brilliant footballer, one of the best finishers I've seen at the football club. Always worked hard as well. He was always easy to like. But I've loved the outpouring of love and the messages that we've now got to have a little bit of an insight into how good of a man he was as well, and how loved he was as a man. And it hurts to think that he's not going to be here, and it's not sunk in yet. I think it'll only really sink in when I start to see us play games without him in the squad. And I start to see our players' reactions to it and stuff, because I think that's when it will really hit. But it's just so horrible, and I had a horrible thought when it first happened of just, why is it always this football club that shit like this happens to? It's always Liverpool. But it's also a sign of strength that this fan base, this club, this community can be hit by such tragedies and bounce back every time, and come back stronger and come back unified. And I hope that his family get all the privacy and everything they need, and all the support they need. You know, the club are going to pay off his salary for the next 2 years of his contract to his family, which is 100% the correct thing to do. And I hope that his family knows how much he's loved in Liverpool by people who may never have met him, but hold him dearly in their hearts. And I hope that he knew how much he was loved by the people, because he was. There's not many players that I liked more than Diogo Jota. He was normal. He was easy to like. He was so easy to relate to. We put these footballers on a pedestal. We think they're above us. We think they're invincible. And he was someone who you could relate to so much in just daily life. And to see him taken so soon, it's heartbreaking. And to see, you know, I know there's been the whole, you know, people are going to grieve in their own ways. I disagree with the way certain people have done it, and I disagree with some of the methods and some of the things that, you know, we might touch on in the stream. We might not. I'm not too fussed on it, but the one thing that I will say is there's now that motivation for this season coming up. Football, unfortunately, doesn't stop, but we can use such a tragedy as the best form of motivation for these players to do it in honour of their mate, in honour of their close friend Diogo, who's no longer here, because it was poetic that number 20 got to win number 20. Now let's win number 21 in honour of number 20 who came before. That's how I see it going. And it's going to be tough this season. There's going to be moments where we're all thinking and we're all getting those horrible feelings when you're grieving someone, where it just flashes back to you, something said, and you just think about them. But we've got one big family as a fan base to help get ourselves through that. The players are one big family to help themselves get through that. We're all going to help each other collectively get through such a tragic event. It's going to take time, 100%, but everything that we do this season and beyond is in honour of them. I'm glad they've agreed to pay out the contract. That is 100% the right thing to do. And I also hope that we retire the number, because he's never left. He didn't give up the shirt. It's been cruelly taken. If he's not giving it up, I don't want to give it to anyone else. So I
think it has been retired already. I think
it has been retired, even though it's not like a football thing. And I was saying this even on the Thursdays, and I was like, I really do hope that they do retire his shirt. because he passed away, Red. He was not sold, he was not loaned out, none of
Yeah.
that stuff. And I know these things don't really happen in football. Like me and Tom obviously watch basketball and we know how they retire numbers and stuff. But I feel like this is the first time where it has to be the exception to the rule. For people asking in the chat, while Tom was speaking, I just went and got the link for the like the petition to sign to ban that newspaper. Click on the link I just posted right here in the chat. It'll take you to Twitter, and directly the link opens. It says sign the petition. You click on it, and that's where you will sign the petition. You click sign petition, and we just have to get more and more signatures to spread the message. So that's the link right there, my brothers. So yeah, big up to all of you guys. Big up to MK Maso says, big up everyone on the panel. It takes a lot of strength to come out and speak about Liverpool at the moment. We need positivity, so we're glad you're here. Thank you so much, MK Maso. And that's why, I agree with what Callum said, and we ask the community and we ask the people as well in terms of, listen, we have to galvanize the fan base. This is our job as Liverpool fans on YouTube. We have to come together. We have to create this feeling together of positivity, this excitement, this looking forward to the new season. The players are back in training today, no?
Yes.
The players are back in
today.
Yeah, the players are back in training today. And listen, we have to do what the people on Twitter are saying with the hashtag do it for Diogo. I'm all for that. We have to do it for Diogo Jota, because we have to come together and we have to do that for our player, for our legend. Forever he will be remembered on this channel and by Liverpool fans worldwide. Big up to Singh G, who says, Habibis, love you all. Tom's reaction was class. Take care, bros. Yes, I saw Tom's video as well on his channel and stuff, and Tom's reaction even on Twitter and social media, and Callum and everyone as well. Like, listen, literally, all the people in our circle as Liverpool fans all reacted unbelievably, and we showed what it's like to be a Liverpool fan, regardless where we're from, regardless where you are in the world. We came together, and we came together for Diogo Jota. Go ahead, Callum.
Yeah, can I also shout out to rival fans who genuinely have come together with this as well and put rivalry aside and tribalism and all that stuff as well. And look, I know we're Liverpool fans and there's a rivalry there, but I said this on Coppish last night and I said this on Monts' channel as well. Big up to the Everton community as well, because look, there is a footballing rivalry there. We all know it's there for everyone to see. But in my lifetime, whenever there's been an incident that's happened in and around Liverpool Football Club, they've always supported. They've always stood there shoulder by shoulder and said, "Look, on the pitch, we're rivals, but off the pitch, we're effectively going to support you." And look, I pray nothing happens to Everton or any of the Everton community, but if it does, I hope we reciprocate and do the same thing.
100%. It's the magic of the city. It's always been this way.
Yeah.
You said the best. It's a rivalry. That's what it is. It's a rivalry. It's not hatred.
Yeah. It's not enemies.
On the football pitch, there'll be the rivalry.
Yeah.
But in moments where either club would need it,
we will be
the city unites behind them, because that's what it is. It's a family.
Precisely.
I saw what you're talking about in terms of I think it was Beto actually who was right outside, with the
Coleman went as well while all the cameras weren't there as well and paid his respects as well. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Big up to Matt as well. Big up to you, Matt. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Big up.
Also, can I just say as well, on Thursday, I thought that Arne Slot's statements was unbelievable. That he's had a brilliant first year in the job, but he's also had an incredibly tough first year in terms of certain things he's had to deal with, and that is the toughest thing any manager could have to deal with. There is no playbook for how you're supposed to deal with this situation. There's no, there's not been many situations at all in the past where this is, been done. So he had something to go off of. And Arne Slot's statements, every word of it was fantastic. Everything that he said was fantastic. He's handled himself with so much class throughout the year. And in the toughest moment where you can't be prepared for it, he says everything that we need to hear again. He's an absolute credit to himself and to the football club. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think the way Slot has spoken was just absolutely incredible, and it's just at this moment in time, Arne Slot has had to go through so much in his first season as Liverpool manager, honestly, and he's always come out the other side just flying. He's an unbelievable manager and an unbelievable man as well, and he has my full support. Matt, we haven't spoken obviously since what happened on Thursday. Talk to people, address the people.
Still in shock. Still can't believe it. I still can't get my head around that we've lost Diogo and his brother. I think that mustn't also not get mentioned as well. So I know obviously the horrible headlines have been about Jota, but it's about his brother as well. There's two sons that have been taken from us, like fathers. You know, I just don't know how we go through it, but we will fight for Jota and his brother. We will do the best that we can to honor their names as well. And it's just a dark time around the football club and around the footballing world, because we've lost a true gentleman. You know, we all loved him, we all supported him, and we never would have thought in our minds that we'd ever have to go through a situation like this as a football club. It's just something that you just don't even want to think about. But, you know, like I said, we have to put our best foot forward as best as we can and do the best that we can as a club, as a fan base, as a family, and go through this horrible time together and support one another. And the horrible thing is, like I said, it's not even about the football. It's just about the human being, like the two brothers. Like, I can't even imagine being, you know, I'm a parent myself and having that phone call of knowing that your two children have passed away at the same time. Like, that's the most devastating news that you could ever even imagine having to deal with. And all I can say is we have to be there for everybody. Like, even because there's going to be people in the footballing community that might not be able to speak about these sort of things. And if we're able to help in some sort of capacity, whether you want to speak about it in the chat, people, you're going through something yourself, just know that we are all here. You know what I'm saying? The Hassam community, Tom Little's community, Coppish community, like, we're all here as one in it, and we just got to strive together as we always do. And this season, I won't even worry too much in the sense of just be proud of the players no matter what happens, because this is a tragedy that no one would have even imagined. Just be proud of them and support them no matter what, because there's going to be times when it's going to be really, really tough. And there's going to be times when they might not be able to pick themselves up, and we have to be there to catch them and push them forward. And that's all we can really do. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, rest in peace, Diogo Jota and Andre Silva. You will never be forgotten. You will always be remembered. And trust me, we will do our best to honor their names.
I'm with you there. I support everything that my three brothers on the stream have said. I'm in complete agreement with every word. Like, you know, I think this news is still devastating to the second, to be honest with you. And you know, we have to come together as a family, as a community. Today, team training restarts, preseason restarts, and you know, we have to come together, and I hope we really do it for Jota. I really hope to see us lift this English Premier League, lift the Champions League for Diogo Jota, because that's how we can celebrate his life as well. And we will continue to celebrate his life on this channel, and I'm sure as Liverpool fans we will always fondly remember him till forever. Like, this is never ever going to change. He gave us so many you know, unbelievable, incredible memories, and you know, we have to look forward to celebrate his life together this season, inshallah, with Liverpool's success that brings us together even more. We want to move on, but we need to move forward. You'll never walk alone, is what MK Mas is saying. I think that's the perfect way to summarize it. And I saw people, listen, at the end of the day, people react to things differently. All I want to say is, look, we might have different outlooks on life. I look forward to the season because I want us genuinely to win this league title for him. That's my motivation now. Like, I want Liverpool Football Club to lift the English Premier League, to lift the Champions League, to win every single trophy in his honor. Like, I want us to lift it for him. I want us to lift trophies for Diogo Jota. I think the hashtag that people released on Twitter, hashtag do it for Diogo, is absolutely beautiful. Like, it's just incredible, so powerful. And I think that's the message for me going forward. We have to do it for Diogo. And, you know, and this is the thing as well. Look, we have incredible leaders at Liverpool Football Club. That's why it was extremely important to even extend their contracts other than their footballing ability. The likes of Virgil, the likes of Mo, the likes of Ali, they will come together, and they will come together with the players, and you know, and I'm sure their leadership skills and their abilities will be shown in these tough moments 100,000,000%. Big up to Gregory, who says, we carry everything this club has won, experienced, endured, trophies, losses, and tragedies. We are who we are because of all of that. A legendary classic club. 100% Gregory. Everything that has happened in history, everything that has happened since Liverpool Football Club was founded till this day, we all know it. And it's always in our hearts forever. The tragedies, you know, all the unfortunate situations that have happened for the football club. We remember it every year, and we will continue to remember it every year. And the same thing for Diogo as well. And you know, that's the thing for me. We have to celebrate, you know, the memories that he given us, and hope for more memories, you know, in honor of Diogo Jota. This is the other one as well. This is the one that Tom was referencing, which is 21 for 20. So big up to you guys. So team training is back today, guys. The players are back together. By the way, guys, I don't want to keep interrupting the show to say like and subscribe, so do just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, all these amazing guys, their links are in the description. The Matt One Show, the Sanderson Show, the Kopish, and Tom Little with a one on YouTube. It's all in the description. Please go give them subscribe to every single one of them. Like this video and subscribe to this channel as well. We're closing in on 55,000 subscribers, so big up to all of you guys, and big up to everyone who showed us support. Big up to everyone who showed us love. Big up to everyone who believed in the community, in the people. And yeah. So, as difficult as this is, training has returned today. Football is back. To be honest, life without Liverpool is shit. I'm be so honest with you guys. Like, life without Liverpool Football Club is just shit. Like, it's just part of my life. It's just part of my heart. It's part of my soul, and I want to watch my club, and I want to enjoy my club, and I want to celebrate my club, and that for me is just like the love for my football club is next level. I love Liverpool Football Club, and I really do hope that this season is a special one. Callum,
Yeah.
training returned today. Players are back for pre-season. Talk to me.
Given what we've just spoken about, I think this will be probably the most difficult pre-season of our lifetimes. It's going to be a weird one. Obviously we still don't have confirmation as to what's going to happen on Sunday, whether the game's going to go ahead or not. ITV and in the UK are meant to be picking up the coverage should it go ahead. I wouldn't begrudge the team or the coaching staff if they decided to delay it. I know we've got a fantastic relationship with Preston, so maybe that we can lean on that. Obviously, you still make sure the game go ahead, because obviously I think it's more beneficial for Preston than it is for us from a financial perspective. But whichever way the club decide to go in which direction, obviously we'll support it. But you'll understand if they do decide to delay it. I think it will be it's going to be a bittersweet moment for those players, because it'll be bitter going back in that dressing room for the first time and on that training pitch without Diogo. But at the same time, they'll be able to be together probably for the first time since it's happened. So that energy of them being together will naturally give a support system, hopefully, to one another. I think from a footballing standpoint, I don't know what to expect, if I'm going to be honest. Very hard to shake something like this and still do your job. But we have got, as you said, some fantastic leaders, some fantastic players who will use this as fuel for the fire to have a fantastic season. So, and it starts now. Obviously, through pre-season, we aim to integrate the team or integrate new players into the team, but also avoid injuries as well and work on new patterns. Even though we've had quite a bit of change on the field, we've had quite a lot of change off field as well. Heidecker's gone, Van Bronckhorst is in now, and a couple of other coaches such as Taffarel have left, and we brought in some new coaches as well. So intrigued to see how that changes. Last season, pre-season, was a precursor to how great Liverpool were going to be, and we had a very good pre-season. I remember when we played, I think it was Arsenal pre-season, we had these little patterns of different set pieces that we did, and then unfortunately our set piece coach couldn't actually get a visa to come over to England, so we weren't using them as often. So things like that, I'm thinking, is that part of the natural progression? Is that part of the evolution of Liverpool next season to incorporate different styles of set pieces, etc.? So even though I'm not looking forward to football like I was, I'm intrigued to see how we approach this pre-season and what comes of it.
Guys?
It's going to be a weird one. I mean, I think today will be the toughest day for them all because they're going into that dressing room for the first time since it happened. They're going to see his locker. They're going to see all the remnants that he's left. I feel a lot for the players who have just joined. It's a horrible situation to join into because, you know, when you're a new signing coming into a dressing room, it should be a lot of joy and elation. But it's going to be a very down mood, as it should be. I think pre-season is going to be very interesting. I think that the whole transfer drama that we've got going on at the minute is kind of something that we didn't want to drag into this point, but it's got to this point. We are going to have to deal with it in pre-season, which is going to be interesting to see how we deal with, especially regarding Diaz and Nunez, and maybe that changes some plans for what we do this season. Maybe certain players' roles and positions have to change now. I'm always going to look forward to Liverpool playing. I always am. That's not going to change. So I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't looking forward to the new season, especially with, you know, the new signs that we got coming in. That excitement hasn't gone. It's just been dampened a bit. I'm sure that once we get into the season and the players, you know, they take all the time they need and everything, I'm sure that they'll have that same fire in their belly that we all do right now for wanting to take it the next step. And look, it should be the next step of Liverpool Football Club. We should be looking at how we can improve and how we can take what we done last season and improve on it. So I'm interested to see what we do in pre-season, especially because, you know, we've changed the fullbacks entirely. So we're going to go for them. Are we going to have the fullbacks playing a lot differently, or are we going to try and play them in the same way? In terms of the attack, you know, Diaz uncertainty, Nunez uncertainty, are we going to see the double false nine, double 10 thing come back again whilst we haven't figured out, you know, the striking situation? How's the midfield going to play? There's so much interesting stuff to look forward to within the football club on the pitch that I am still intrigued about that, despite the heartbreaking news that we've got, and the players are going to need the time to get through that. And I know you said if we go, I very much doubt that Preston game goes ahead, to be honest. I think it'll be just a little bit too soon for this group of players who, you know, it'll be like just over a week since they've got the news. It'll hit them hard. So I do think that I'd be surprised if that Preston game went ahead, to be honest.
Yeah. Pre-season, like the guys have said, it's going to be the most difficult pre-season we've ever encountered. Like you said as well, the first time as well that they've all gone to pre-season and they have to somehow basically try and work. And here's the thing, everybody agrees differently. Some people are really going to struggle. Some people might not even turn up and say, I need more time off. Some people will be able to like be okay. So it's like, there's going to be a lot of up and downs during pre-season, I think, in my opinion. I'm not sure if the game's going to go ahead, you know. I think it is a little bit too soon as well, personally. I think one thing is like training and you're kind of like in your own environment. And I'm almost certain that there's going to like cameras. Well, they'll try not to be any cameras as much as possible. And so for that, for a game to be televised, so soonly after the tragic incident. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but like Tom, I think Tom said it kind of perfectly, because there's a horrible tragedy, and you know, but at the same time, the way how the world works is obviously you can't stop moving forward. So the players will try their best. It's going to be interesting to see, how, if we do play any differently. I'm going to say we probably will. With the new signings that we've had, so obviously people are going to be like looking for little things and whatnot. But yeah, it's going to be tough, man. Like I said, because it's the first time they've all gone back to AXA, and they're obviously, like, that's going to be the main thing on their minds, and it's going to be hard to kind of like just all of a sudden just get back to preseason and then just start feeling that joy that they normally would have had with those new signings. You know what I mean? And hopefully as well, the new signings will have an even bigger role to play in terms of like trying to uplift the boys. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's horrible, but they didn't obviously know Diogo as much as the others, and maybe in some ways that could potentially help the other guys. Because maybe I don't know, but yeah, it's weird. It's just weird. Like, even now talking about it, like, preseason transfers, like, 1 minute I think I'm all right to speak about it. The next minute I'm like, flipping out, man, this is just mad. But like I said, we have to try and move forward, and I'm sure the club will do the best that they can. So, but just what I'm saying from preseason is, don't maybe expect too much too soon. You know what I'm saying? I know they're professionals, and yes, they get paid a certain amount of money, but they're still human beings at the end of the day, and they have to grieve. So, yeah, man, let's just hope that they can do the best that they can, really, at this stage, anyway.
I think like the leadership of the players that we have will help bring the players together. Like I think Wirtz is going to play a massive role. I think Mo is going to play a massive role. I think Ali is going to play a massive role. These players who have been there, who have done that, these players have been here for a long time. I think they will help with the players. They will help with the players coming together. I think that's very important as well. Robertson as well, Joseph, you're correct. And the problem is, like, I've literally not done any Liverpool related content for the last like 3-4 days, but then I'm looking at the news yesterday, and like already things are moving. It's just time
This
goes
is what I
so
mean.
quickly. Yeah, like I've listen, I don't like to like it's just crazy situation. And then like I look at my phone yesterday and I'm reading Liverpool related transfer news. I'm like, shit, like already like stuff like this is happening. Like,
I'll be honest, I don't think that was Liverpool side though. I think we got to
yeah, of
remember the
course, it's
transfer
journalists.
stories are
That's kind of
multiple
true.
sides.
That's
I
more.
don't think that was Liverpool engaging in it. I think that was more agents and other clubs
Yeah.
trying to force hands
Yeah.
in a
That's
moment
fair.
which it shouldn't be done.
Yeah.
That's what we'll speak about now next in terms of like the Diaz and Nunez situation, because there is more news about them leaving, which will be we have to have a conversation about. Big up to Garth Jones, who says no one is or should be the arbiter of how people do or don't feel. Lost my younger brother 15 years ago. Sorry for that, Garth. And LFC got me through. Let's get 21 for all our brothers. Love you, boys, and thank you. That's the thing for me. Listen, I really do hope that we win this league title this season. We win the Champions League this season in honor of Diogo. Like, that's the thing. 21 for 20, do it for Diogo. I think these things are massive, and Liverpool Football Club comes together like no other. We are the best football club. We are the biggest football club, and we're the realest football club in the entirety of the Premier League, because this feeling of togetherness, this feeling of us coming together is like no other. It's Liverpool always that do things in a different style, in a different fashion, an unbelievable fashion, and we all come together as a big family from all over the world, like from the US to Australia, just the whole continents, the whole globe, and we come together as a family. That's the thing. So yeah, I love every single one of you guys. Sorry for your loss as well, Garth, and yeah, big up for the super chat as well. And listen, big up to everyone who supports us. Let's get the likes up, people. We do have 1,500 people in the building. I do want to talk about Diaz and the Nunez situation. Regarding them leaving Liverpool Football Club, because that's just the recent news. So Get the like, chat, subscribe to the channel. Everyone's channel is in the description as well. So here's the rundown. So I'll get you guys' reaction to it. Yesterday, Fabrizio was retweeting the Diaz news. Pipe Sierra, who me and Tom were together on the space where he broke the Diaz to Liverpool news, is also saying that Diaz is going to be asking to leave Liverpool Football Club. Nunez to Napoli is still on, despite them signing that Udinese or Lecce striker. I think it was. I forgot which club they signed him from. The reason why it's still on is because Conte plays with 2 strikers, so he does not play with just one. So it's kind of like the Simeone Inzaghi style
Have they signed that Luca yet, or have they just like agreed a deal in case they can't get?
Apparently, they've agreed personal terms. So I don't know, but I know that Nunez is their priority.
I think that's just been done as like an insurance option.
Yeah,
So
perhaps
you are. They just go and it's done.
Yeah, you're right. But here's how I look at it. Look, and Mo speaks about Inter. He says this before. Like at the end of the day, Inzaghi's team in Inter had no wingers. Like they had 5 strikers. Like they literally had 5 strikers, 2 starting and 3 on the bench because they play with 2 up top. So Napoli, obviously with Conte, plays a similar style. So Nunez is still their main target. With Diaz leaving, it looks like he's requesting to leave. We saw that already. Nunez looks like he's headed for Napoli. Obviously, with the unfortunate situation that happened, now that leaves us essentially with just Mo and Chiesa in the team, if all those 3.
And Gakpo.
And Gakpo, sorry. And Gakpo, sorry. So that leaves us with Mo, Gakpo, and Chiesa on the team. So this forward line situation needs a lot of conversations to be had around it. Matt, I'm gonna start off with you. How do you feel about this situation right here?
All right, so in regards to Diaz, you could kind of see it happening because when Barcelona came in from how many weeks ago now, Liverpool said he's not for sale. We're not entering no negotiations with anybody. But at the same time, Liverpool made sure that our journalist put out, but he's not getting a new contract. We're happy to let him see out his contract. That's quite a hard stance for Luis Diaz because he's had a good season. He wants a pay rise, understandably. I'm not going to go into all about how much he potentially earns now because I've seen all these reports that now he earns more. I still personally don't believe it because I find it.
Matt. It's obviously always made more.
Because so mad as well. It's like, all of a sudden Diaz, potentially could leave in. Oh, by the way, his wages aren't what people are speculating. But you could have said that about 2 years ago. You choose to now.
But we did say it 2 years ago. It just got forgotten. I don't know why it is.
No. But so, do you believe he's on 140?
I believe that So what I think is he started on 90. When he signed that contract, he signed on 90 grand a week. And across however many years he's been at the football club now, with trophies won and whatever he's accrued, his bonuses and everything have made his wages now 140 grand a week. I don't think he ever signed on 55k and then stuck at 55k like some people like to suggest.
No. I don't think he stuck at 55k either, but I also don't believe that it's 140. That's all I'm saying. I just don't believe it's 140. That's just me personally. What I'm saying is this though. Liverpool taking a hard stance was always gonna cause a problem because for them saying you're not signing, well, we don't want you to sign a new deal, basically, you can run down your contract. He's gonna be thinking, well, that leaves me in limbo. And not only that, like I do deserve more money because in Europe, he's still one of the better forwards in Europe, whether people agree or not. He helped us win our Premier League last year when we had no striker. Let's keep it a buck because he probably was our best striker last season because unfortunately, there was injuries to Jota at the time, RIP Jota, when he was injured. And obviously, Darwin couldn't do anything. So you have to understand his position. Liverpool basically doing this. You're off the market until you put down a crazy offer. Now, my worry is this, though. Barcelona, they don't have money. They're not going to have money for a while. They couldn't even get Nico Williams over the line because they couldn't register him. Luis Diaz is going to have the same issue if he wants to go there. That would be a whole nother debacle. Then you've got Bayern Munich, who, again, we've pissed them off regarding Florian Wirtz. I don't think they're going to want to give us the full fee for Diaz as well. It's how much Diaz is willing to push to get out of Liverpool. And at this present time, I don't think he should be a player that we should be looking to let go. especially what's happened with the passing of Diogo. I think that he should be kept at least for one more year. And I know he'll have a year left, but at least it will give us a bit more time because Diaz will play.
I have a 180-degree opposite opinion. You want to know what my opinion in this moment in time is?
Yeah,
And
go on.
perhaps there is a sprinkle of emotion in it. But
Yeah.
for me, if anyone doesn't want to be at Liverpool Football Club this current moment in time, I'd sell him. If anyone wants to leave at this moment in time, I would get rid. And I trust. Listen. At this moment in time, we have to be honest. Look, I'm FSG out. I've been against this owners for a long time, but they've shown this summer that they are capable of spending money. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Any player, including Mo, including Virgil, including Allison, who don't want to be at Liverpool Football Club in this current moment of time, get rid, sell, because this is not the time to, like, you know, to want to leave or whatever. It's like, you know, I just like anyone who does not want to remain at my football club, I would happily let them go. Listen, we could go as much. I understand what you're saying in terms of the numbers, but with all due respect, replace with Malik Fofana, replace with whoever. Like, there are options out there in the market now. We could look at a genuine situation where we're keeping Federico Chiesa. Like, I'm not even trying to exaggerate. I'm being dead serious. Like, you have your Gakpos and your Chiesas, your Fofanas on the wings. You know, in terms of like backup options with that, you've got like a starting striker that you're looking at, and obviously now with the unfortunate situation, we need as well a backup striker. So there is a lot that we need to do, and for me, it's the fact that Diaz wants to leave Liverpool Football Club. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's just
does he actually want to leave though, or does he feel like he's going to have to leave if he wants improved salary, etc.?
Yeah, but someone posted in the chat the Pipe quotes, and Pipe is very close to the Diaz camp. Mo, can you please post the Pipe quote in the chat again so we could?
I think one of the
Mohammed,
one of the reports coming out is that he doesn't want to leave Liverpool, but he wants a contract renewal, and if he's not going to get that, then he'll say, "Well, if I'm not going to get a renewal, then
that's fine. That's fine. I want to go then because I'm
this
not
is
giving him a new contract."
the Colombian source, by the way. Tom was there with me on the space.
No, but I think he's all right. Let me double check because there's something else. I think
If
he's
Pipe
also
says it about Diaz, it's true. Trust me.
That's not the full Pipe quote though. The full Pipe quote is Luis Diaz is open to staying at Liverpool, but he wants a new contract. If he doesn't get a new contract in the next month, he's going to tell the Liverpool management to let him go. He's got offers from Barcelona and Bayern.
There we go.
So, yeah, I think he's within his rights to say that. I don't think he wants to actively leave Liverpool, but I think he wants to feel respected as well. I don't think
if he wants to stay,
if he doesn't feel,
and this is not the full quote, then I take it back. If he wants to stay, keep him by all due.
But this is what that's why I said that, because here's the thing.
I just don't know though.
No. And here's the thing. It's a horrible time, and it's going to be even more emotional than ever when it comes to like how we even do transfers now, and how we're supposed to do certain things. There's a lot going on in the club, and I think firstly people are going to think, oh, well, if he wants to leave, let him go. But this kind of Diaz stuff was kind of brewing from months before. And that's just because I feel like Liverpool have taken a real hard stance with Diaz. They basically said, we're not selling you unless you basically go to Saudi. They basically said it without saying it because they've rejected the approaches from Barca and Bayern and said, we're not even going to enter negotiations. So they're basically saying, unless you give us stupid money, you can go there. But at the same time, we're not going to renew your contract. He's got 2 years left. He was integral to us winning the league last year. He does deserve a new contract. Are Liverpool willing to do that? And that's where the parties are at loggerheads now. Surely you can understand Diaz thinking, well, you're basically kind of telling me where to go theoretically, and you won't even renew my contract, and I've got 2 years left. You just wanted to run down my contract, all because you don't want to pay me more money.
I can get his stance, but I'm a Liverpool fan first and foremost. I'm not a Diaz fan. I'm not anyone else. I'm focused on the best interest of Liverpool. At the end of the day, I think a lot of this, your stance on this comes down to how much you believe he's on at the minute. I've always believed he was earning more than what people were saying. I remember vividly reading stories 2 summers ago that he was on more money than what people were saying. So when the doors
bonuses, I think that's including bonuses.
But our bonuses carry over. That's the way the contracts work. The bonuses are incremental increases to your wage that continue for the rest of your contract. So Diaz, I believe that he start with the Gorse confirmation. My timeline is he starts on 90k, and across every year he's got incremental increases. Some a little bit more. So when we win a trophy, he gets a little bit more of a bump. When we don't win a trophy, it's a little bit less of a bump. But there's bumps every year in terms of performance incentives. Therefore, at this point in time, with 2 years left, he's on 140ish grand a week. In my eyes, that is fair wage. I think we've overpaid other attackers. So if he feels that he's undervalued compared to the overpay, that's normal. But I don't. I have a stance that I've maintained from January, and my stance is not going to change. I do not want to be the club that pays Luis Diaz the big money in his 30s. I don't want to be that club. I don't think it's a smart move. If he wants to go, because I don't. If Liverpool made their stance clear, I'm on their side. Therefore, he doesn't want to be here. If he doesn't want to be here, I don't want players who don't want to be here. It's never worked before. It never works when you're trying to achieve something, to have players who don't really want to be there and might cause unrest in the camp and might go to the media and might start. That's been the policy the past 6, 7, 8 years at the football club. If you don't want to be here, we'll let you go. So if he wants to go, and we don't want to give him the contract, which I think we're well our rights to not want to do, because he's given us one decent season in terms of output in this time. There's been mitigating circumstances other times, but the fact of the matter is, I've had one good year out of the 4. If he wants to go. I have options. I could go out and try and replace him, with someone of a similar level of quality. Whether I want to go for a Rafa Leao, whether I want to throw me hat into the ring with the Rodrigo situation, I can go for the top wingers in the world that are still available and can be nurtured. Or I can look at my situation with Gakpo, who is a top left winger. My thoughts. I think he's better than Diaz, but he's a top left winger. You can have him as your starter for most games and bring in a younger guy to be the backup who's got potential to surpass what Gakpo and Diaz are. But they come in the right environment to nurture. There's not too much pressure on them because you've got Cody there. And they can come in for the right games, learn the system, learn the role. So in 2 years' time, they are ready at a younger age than Diaz is to come and impact the first team at that top level. I think that is succession planning. And for the money that apparently we could be getting from Bayern, close to 70 million, I'm not wholeheartedly against it. Because, again, I don't feel we are undervaluing him. If you feel we're undervaluing him, then the whole situation changes. But for me, I don't think we're undervaluing him. So I feel that if he wants to go because he wants more money, he's going to be asking to be one of the higher end paid players at the football club. I don't think we should be the ones to pay him that. If Bayern want to pay him that, because, also we've got to consider the other club situation. Bayern, yes, they're a bit pissy because we took Wirtz, even though they kind of knew that was going to happen once we put our hat into the ring and it was made quite clear. We, outside of that, have had a really decent relationship with Bayern. And unfortunately, because of the crap Club World Cup tournament, Jamal Musiala is now out for half the year. So they now need another attack. They needed the winger anyway because Leroy Sané had left. But they are now in desperate need of another attacker who can come in and fill in multiple positions in that front line. I'm not shocked that Diaz all of a sudden shot to the top of their list. If he wants to go and I'm getting my money for him, I'm not against it. I was up when we were talking about
Put your hand up if you would take Rodrigo at Liverpool.
Oh, 100%.
Everyone here's taking Rodrigo,
that goes
right?
without saying. Yeah.
No, but you're saying that goes without saying. But can I say something? Yeah. That's why we should move quick on this situation. That's exactly why we should move quick. Because we're not going to be the only club interested in Rodrigo.
But this is what... All right, so here's the thing. Liverpool kind of need to move. If that's the case, then we need to move fast because...
Very fast.
That Rodrigo situation is literally happening as we speak. He only came on the other day for the couple of minutes or whatever. He hasn't been playing. It's been kind of known that there's something's brewing behind the scenes, and he's been linked a lot to Arsenal. That's the type of player that I think we have to go for.
I think we could steal him from Arsenal.
No, we can. But what I'm worried about is, let's say we let Diaz go, and the replacement is, and I know you guys rate him, and I think he's good, by the way, Malik Fofana, right? To give you an example, say we get Malik Fofana. As good as I think Malik Fofana is, obviously he's not better than Gakpo yet. Can he be better than Gakpo? Yes. But do you want to know something? Gakpo's best season for Liverpool was last year. Diaz's best season for Liverpool was last year. Do you want to know why? Because they pushed each other for every game. There were times when we didn't know who was going to start left wing. No. Iron sharp as iron, bro. All right, well, in my opinion, Gakpo had to respond to Diaz's start of the season. Because if you remember correctly, Diaz was the one that was cooking at the start. Then Gakpo kind of entered his way back into the fray, and then obviously we got the injury up front, and then obviously Diaz moved centrally, and Gakpo was obviously going playing well on the left. What I'm saying is this: when you have two wingers of the same level, they will help each other to be the best version of themselves. If you go and get a Malik Fofana, who I think is good, I don't think Cody Gakpo's sweating if he's having a couple of bad games, in my opinion anyway. I don't think he's sweating. He's thinking, Malik Fofana ain't taking my spot. He ain't got the experience. He hasn't done what I've done. I'm a big game player. Why would you worry about Malik Fofana?
Well, that's what I'm saying about Rodrigo.
But that's what I'm saying. You have to get
literally
Rodrigo.
my
That's
point.
why I said, as much as I know, I still think Fofana's a good player. I don't think we can go to that level down, in my opinion. Like, I think Malik Fofana is a level down, but the upside is very high.
I'll be honest. I don't think that the Gakpo and the whole Gakpo and Diaz pushing each other. It could be, but for me, I think that the reason you saw Cody Gakpo have his best season last season is because it's the first season when he got played on the fucking left wing. I think he could have done that every year that he was here, but for the first 18 months of his Liverpool career, we played him in any position that started with the word central midfielder, central attacking midfielder, central
if he
forward.
knows that his position's under threat, though. So imagine this is the first time.
But was his position really under threat?
Tom, all right, hear this now. You're left wing at Liverpool. This is your first time playing there, and let's say I'm there as well. You're gonna be thinking, this is the first time I got my left wing spot. I've got to be careful about Matt because I know Matt can do a job at left wing. It's gonna keep
Madueke.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's definitely gonna help you, bro. It's not gonna necessarily be the sole reason, but I do think like those two players playing at such a high level, both being able to play left wing spot, definitely kind of like helped each other keep a certain standard if that's the case.
Okay, let me give you a situation.
I just don't think it would be that big of a fall. So let's say Malik Fofana came in. I don't
Rodrigo,
think
obviously, Rodrigo makes
Rodrigo, you're just doing Diaz, Gakpo, but a high level. Same with Leao, in my opinion. You bring in a Leao and put him in a team that's actually
same with Barcola. Those are the three. For me.
Yeah. With Fofana, I understand he's a step below, but I also think that I don't think that means Cody Gakpo, because from everything I've seen about him, and again, don't know him personally, but from what I've watched of him an awful lot, he's a hard-working lad. So I don't think it's going to be a case of Malik Fofana comes in and he goes, I don't need to try anymore. Malik Fofana's not going to play. Because I also think that Arnie's got to be the kind of guy to go, oh, you're not giving a shit, out you come. Because when Trent wasn't giving a shit to start the season, Conor Bradley was coming on for him, and he soon sourced out his fucking attitude for 6 months. So again, if we did bring in Fofana, I think you agree with me on the basis of he's not better now. He's not a better winger than Diaz now, but he has more potential. He has more potential. Yeah. His potential is higher than what Diaz is right now. Malik Fofana could become a better player than Diaz ever was or ever is at Liverpool in terms of that upside because of everything he's got.
High. I agree with you. Potential high.
So I just think in that basis, I just got to run with that notion. I've got to try a little bit of succession planning. If Malik Fofana's the way we want to go, I'm not wholeheartedly against it because I back the option that we've got there in Cody. I think Cody Gakpo, with that assurance, because he had that assurance last season. You know when you said that they were batting out for left wing? I know that in a sense they were, but for large parts of the season they weren't because they were playing together.
Yeah, so when I realised as well that obviously Diaz plays centrally. Let me ask you this then: who's everyone's first choice? Because mine's Rodrigo, and Rodrigo is left wing, can cover the right if need be, and can play centrally. Like we know what Rodrigo can do. Like I do think, like Hassan said, that is the one player I think. Let's go get him. Like let's not waste time.
I agree.
I have a slight preference for Leao.
Listen, we should just speak to Rodrigo. Go listen. Diaz wants to leave. You're going to be our starting left winger. No BS here. Come join us and you'll be the starting left winger. The only thing, I'll just say this, and it's very, very obvious. Look, we have to look at things as well as a package. Let's say Diaz leaves and we sign Malik Fofana, right? But we sign Isak up top. We sell Nunez and sign whoever backup striker. Like who? Just give me a random name. Who?
Lookman, Mikhail Tadze, whatever.
Whoever, like Mick Tadze, fucking, what's his name, Mateta, anyone. You get me? Just sign anyone backup striker, right? So as a package, as a collective, and we have to keep Chiesa though. That's my thing. Keep Chiesa. So now you've got Mo Chiesa, Gakpo Fofana, Isak, and Mateta. That's better than the front six we had, in terms of like depth and stuff.
Can I make 2 points?
Yes.
While all of our first choice might be Rodrigo, I don't know if that's the first choice of.
I
club.
am worried. I am worried that they still are going to run back for Gordon.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I am worried that they're going to run back for
God.
Gordon.
So that's the first thing. Second of all, genuine question to you guys: would you rather have Chiesa as backup right winger or Harvey Elliott?
I'd rather have Chiesa because I don't think it's fair on Harvey Elliott.
But the reason why I'm saying Elliott is because Elliott can cover the 10 as well.
But I don't think you need that 10 cover, though. When we say 10 cover, he's going to be the third choice 10.
I'm about to say that, yeah.
Potentially, but again, we can't act like there won't be injuries and suspensions throughout the season either.
Yeah, but we can't do the whole... You're going to be the backup and then you can be the third choice. And then once we obviously get the injuries that are going to come... Because there's also other players that could go fill that role. Or we might just go, you know what? Wirtz can't play today. Let's go play with a flat 3 midfield or a traditional 4-3-3. I don't think that Elliott will be sold on the... Right, you're going to be the backup to Salah, who never really gets injured, never really misses any games anyway. But it's okay, though, because if there's a world where Wirtz and Szoboszlai don't play, you can go play the 10. But the odds of that happening, because Szoboszlai barely missed any games and Florian Wirtz in the last 2 seasons has barely missed any games, is minuscule. I don't think it'd be very fair. Again, I have too much love for Harvey Elliott. I don't think it's fair for his career to go, listen, you're back up for players who aren't going to get injured and aren't going to rest. So you've got Carabao Cup, you've got whichever fourth seeded group teams we get, and you've got 5 to 10 minutes off the bench whenever we're in a tight game or whenever the game's done and we don't really care. But there's no real meaningful minutes there. This is a lad who's just won player of the tournament at the under 21 Euros. That's the springboard to the next step. He should be looking to get a move now to a team, you know, challenging for that Europa League, or maybe even a team that's sneaking into the Champions League every now and then and becoming the focal point of that. I don't think
Use it part of the Isak deal.
They've got Alanga now, haven't they? So I don't think that option necessarily appeals.
Yeah, but Elliott don't play left wing.
I was going to say
Alanga doesn't play left wing either, though.
Alanga plays right, didn't he? I think
he can play both.
Oh, I think he's definitely going to play left wing at Newcastle.
No, because they've got Harvey Barnes. So
let's
say
Harvey,
they've got Gordon though.
Yes, they've got Gordon. I was saying it in the world where they don't, where they've got rid of Gordon. So
unless you're saying Gordon, unless it's a chess move in terms of Alanga's actually replacing Gordon on the left, which. Okay, I see.
But I don't think that'd be the case anyway.
That's how my logic is logicking.
Yeah, do you know what?
But that logic doesn't land though, because Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Tom. I still think we like Anthony Gordon.
I think we do. I think we do as well.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So that's the logic.
You're
if
missing
Gordon
the
joins Liverpool, Elanga will be the
You're missing the point of Harvey Barnes.
No,
they spent 50 million quid on Harvey Barnes.
Okay,
regardless
if Alanga's on the right or left. All right, for your sake, Tommy, he's on the right hand side. Yeah. The point is what he's saying is Alanga is theoretically going to replace Gordon. Regardless of where...
I get that, but...
That's what Sam's saying. I know we're arguing about where Alanga starts.
So if we're doing this on the basis of an Elliott move to Newcastle, which was the whole thing of putting him in a swap deal with someone, okay. So Harvey Elliott is going from back up to Liverpool to what? Alanga's going to be starting on the right because he cost 60 million quid. Harvey Barnes is going to be starting on the left, and Elliott's not going to play on the left. Okay, what can I do in the midfield? I like Harvey Elliott an awful lot. Newcastle have the best midfield in the Premier League. He is not replacing either Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, or Joe Linton, because that midfield is built to
what happens if Eddie Howe wants to play a 4-2-3-1? I know that this is somewhat speculation. But let's say they change formation, Elliott will be there to number 10.
I think it is the best midfield in the Premier League. Maybe not the best technically, but I think it's the most dominant. I use the term most dominant midfield.
I think maybe the most balanced. I wouldn't say it's the best, though.
I think it's the most dominant. I don't think many midfields go up against it and win physical battles.
Who do I think?
Yeah. Don't say Chelsea.
Well, no, gosh, no.
Thank God.
With the addition of Wirtz, I'd say it's us right now.
But you include 10s as midfielders, don't you? Right, okay. I don't include the 10 and the 4-2-3-1. I don't include the 10 and the 4-2-3-1 as a midfield.
So he's in Tonali and Guimaraes.
So
what the fuck is going on here? Are we selling too many players?
But we
you just thrown everyone's train of thought off there, Sam. Wait for a second.
Right, you guys are talking about Elliott leaving.
Like you took the cigarette
and Diaz leaving. And Nunez leaving.
Thrown off the train of thought, Sam.
And Chiesa might leave. And Elliott leaving. That's fine.
You sold Elliott twice there.
No, but he's kind of got a point. Listen, if we're you see the all right, so we're speaking about the forward line. That was original, right? So we could potentially be selling Diaz. I still think Chiesa's going because Chiesa, we know how
Chiesa's
Slot
going.
feels about Chiesa. I still think Nunez is going. That's free. That's free forwards,
That's
and
obviously the loss of Jota.
the loss of Jota as well, which is, bro. That I'm gonna be real. That's a lot.
Harvey Elliott has as much chance of getting game time at us as I think he has at Newcastle.
Do you want to know the world where I would be 100% on board with keeping Harvey Elliott? If by pre-season game 3, I'm watching us do double 10 regularly.
Or if Wirtz and Gakpo are vying for the left wing spot, we don't buy Rodrigo or someone. I'm not saying that's what I want, Tom, but I'm saying it could be a possibility.
Hey, you stole my rhymes.
Look,
this is what we've been talking about.
We just need to understand, though.
I don't think
to understand that Elliott needs football.
All the Italian sources are still reporting Nunez to Napoli, by the way. The same.
Nunez has to go. He has to.
We need to understand with Harvey that he's rightfully going to be asking for a good amount of game time, considering what he went through last year, and what he's just done this summer. If we cannot offer him that, which in the ideal world, where we're playing Wirtz in the 10 because he should be in the 10, and Harvey Elliott drawn the squad as backup right winger potentially, and third choice 10, I don't think that's going to work. If the situation is Liverpool go into the season, they try for Isak, Newcastle hold firm, so we go, right, we'll go for him next year, and then they go, right, let's run double 10 for the whole season, and we'll make it work. And all of a sudden, Harvey Elliott is now the backup for 2 positions. Like, if Wirtz needs to sit out a game, Elliott comes in. If Szoboszlai needs to sit out the game, Elliott comes in. All of a sudden, I could see him being a lot more on board with that and going, look, I can do a year of this, and maybe I could step in and take the starting spot off someone if I perform well enough. But the likelihood of that scenario happening in my eyes just isn't very high. So then it's about where could he go. I'll be honest, I think the best move for Harvey Elliott would be waiting for Leipzig to sell Xavi Simons and going there.
That's a good shout.
Because they will build that front line around him. Because even if I'm just logical about it, Harvey is one of Jurgen Klopp's boys. You think Jurgen Klopp's not going to pay the money to get Harvey Elliott at the crown jewel of the Red Bull group and have him be the creative focal point of that? Because we've seen when Harvey Elliott can be the focal point, he's a very fucking good player. The back in the 23-24, he got 10 assists and he barely started many games. So you look at that and you're going, there's clearly a hell of a player there. We just can't necessarily facilitate it at the minute.
All right.
So
do you not think sorry to cut you again, guys. Do you not think there's a world where Slot goes, you know what, like last season, I didn't rotate the likes of Elliott, Endo and a few others, but I've seen what Elliott's done in training. I've seen what Elliott's done in the Euro under 21s. He had an injury at the beginning of last season, which I think made it difficult for him to rotate and get into the starting lineup and get more game time. Could he not just look at it and go, I have to give it more minutes because it's going to help Salah, it's going to help the team. We have a homegrown issue at the moment as well, potentially on our hands if things don't go to plan. Do you not think there's a world where you got to keep Elliott for at least one more season?
I don't think it's about the club not wanting to keep him, because I think the club would keep him. It's about what he wants. I don't think he's happy to do another year where he's getting limited game time. I think there's only 2 players that I'm looking at in that scenario where he said he's going to look at them in pre-season again. I think that Elliott is one of them because he had a really good pre-season and I thought he was going to kick on under him, and then for some reason it just sort of faded. And I don't know whether that was players going back or whatever. The only other guy I could see having that effect, I don't think it would be like an Endo or something, it'd be Chiesa. If Chiesa can come in and have a real good pre-season and put himself back into the manager's plans, because it felt like last year Chiesa was playing catch-up the whole year. He never looked fit when we were playing.
I thought that as well.
Slow.
He never looked.
So if he's got that full pre-season, because you got to remember, he didn't have any pre-season at Juve, he throws him out. So if he's
the thing is, Tom, with everything that you guys are saying about Elliott, I'll say this. Under 21's football is not grown men football. I'm sorry, it's just not. Because guess what? The player of the tournament last time was Curtis Jones.
Curtis Jones is a good football. Do not turn this into another Curtis Jones debate.
Tom, we're not going to have a 50-minute argument about Curtis Jones. Chill. I'm just saying that the player of the whole tournament was Curtis Jones.
Also,
so,
you're wrong.
And Curtis Jones is now a solid Premier League player. That's it. Let's not exaggerate. Tom.
Curtis Jones wasn't the player of the tournament last time.
Wasn't it Adriel Gomez?
No, it was Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon.
Was that Anthony Gordon?
It was
You
Anthony
get me?
Gordon.
Curtis
Hey,
Jones scored
man,
the goal.
like Gordon, you know.
Curtis Jones scored the goal in the final and shit. You get me? He's a good, solid Premier League player. If tomorrow Liverpool announce he's up for sale, I'm sure Brentford will be interested. Crystal Palace will be interested. That's it. You get me? He's a good player. No exaggeration. Now, here's the thing with this forward line situation. If we do get Rodrigo, I am like literally erect for the new season. Like if we get Rodrigo,
Wonderful image.
because that will just be the sexiest thing possible. I'll be honest.
He's running with it.
That will just be.
He's running with me.
He's just running. I thought he'd say it and then he'd go, "Hold on a minute, maybe I'm not stick with that." But he's committed to the idea. Brilliant.
Hey, I've run with it before. Anyway, so the thing is,
That is.
Yeah, you know what? Peace, you man. In a bit, you man. Yeah, what's that?
Yeah.
you frauds, relax.
I'm only down my water, bro.
I'm only joking. Relax,
crazy.
man. Relax. Of course,
That's
you can't
crazy.
run with it anyway.
Sam, you went
Not to get
mad,
paid.
bro.
That's crazy.
So anyway, as I was saying, so the thing with this thing is, like, we get Rodrigo. If we have Gakpo, Rodrigo, and then we still need striker though. So who the fuck we get up front?
This is what I mean. The
I'm
market.
not gonna lie,
listen
that
to this.
Jonathan David on a free don't look too bad now. I can't lie.
He's gone anyway, hasn't he?
Cal, stop.
I know.
He's gone Juve. So
I know.
Thank
Good.
God.
Let him stay there.
Tom, have
Fabrizio
you got
his
any
brethren.
some shit like recommendations for
What
2
you
million?
you want to come back to me and my
honestly,
recommendations?
Wissa, Mateta, and Mukazauze. Those three.
I mean, I'll run back my list. There's Evan Guessend from Nice. You can get him for about 25 million quid. He got 15 goals last year. He can play every position in that front line. I still think that you could, look at Matteo Retegui, because apparently they'll accept 50 million quid for him. That's Serie A top goal scorer for 50 million quid. That's not a bad option. Nico Paz from Como, if you wanted to commit to the false nine thing, he played false nine last year.
Hasn't Nico Paz moved? Hasn't he moved somewhere?
No, Real Madrid didn't activate the buyback clause.
Oh, it was Buena that's moved, right?
So if you pay Como a good amount of money, or maybe it'll be a case where you say you're interested in him, he wants to move, Real Madrid buy him back, then you buy him off Real Madrid for a price. I think you can do it. There's options if you want to go false nine all season. There's options if you want to go up front. I think, though, that the football club, the only thing I could see is like a Mikel Tadzi or a...
The thing is, who the fuck should we get, though? Who?
You can't change all your plans. I know what's happened is tragic, but we can't change the entire plan for how we were gonna attack the window. So if our plan was we're gonna get rid of Nunez and we're gonna target Isak as number one, you should continue to do that. He should still be your number one target. You should not sit there now and go, "Fuck, we've got to change everything up." He should still be target number one. You should have to now work around what else you got to do. So maybe there's a sacrifice that's made in the left wing position. Maybe we sat there and went, "Look, the dream was to get Isak and Rodrigo together, but because we need to buy another option up top now, we might need to settle and change the plan on the left and get a Malik Fofana, so we've got the cash in hand to go and get a Mikel Tadzi, because I do think that Mikel Tadzi one has a bit of legs in it, because his numbers are exceptional in League One in terms of a false nine hybrid forward. I also wouldn't be shocked, and again, I do not want this to happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if we looked at a loan deal for Nkunku.
I'm not that mad at that. Why are you?
I wouldn't be shocked if we looked at a loan
Christian
deal.
Nkunku, Chelsea Nkunku.
Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't be shocked if we looked at something like that.
Bro, I'll be real. I was one of the biggest advocates before, obviously, his injury, because at PSG, I wanted us to get him so bad. I was like, we have to get him. Not Nunez, have to get him. But hasn't he done like an ACL and had problems with his knees?
if Chelsea are going to sell to him, it's going to be to Arsenal. Like, it ain't going to be that. What about Vlahovic, guys?
Oh my
God.
Guys,
my life, bro.
Whoa, what, guys? I'm not saying. I just asked a question.
Vlahovic.
You literally just asked the question, what about Vlahovic?
And Fiorentina.
No, I'm just. It's another name, innit? Like he's apparently going for cheap. I'm just asking for backup
Yeah,
strikers.
there's a reason he's going for cheap. He's not good.
Bruv, just go and get Mateta or Wisa, man.
How
They're
much is
too old.
Watkins going for?
I think they're too old. Watkins! Oh my... Watkins! Watkins!
Tom,
As
do you
a
see now
backup
why I
striker.
said? Do you see why now I said we should have got Duran on loan, and you called me a madman?
I still don't want to... Right, you know what?
Still don't want
What
Duran.
time is it now?
He's already gone now, innit? Duran's already gone.
What time is it now? It's 2:37.
Mm.
Give me 10 minutes, I will come up with a list of 5 options better than Dusan Vlahovic or John Duran as a backup, I promise you. Because I'm not... Watkins! You want to spend 65 million quid
No,
on Ollie
I don't think
Watkins?
he won't cost that much.
He's the starting striker.
He was rotated quite a lot last season. I can't lie.
Yeah, by players who now aren't there.
Yeah.
What about Suarez?
Fucking have you seen his hips?
Have you seen Suarez try to
Yeah.
move?
Oh,
I'm
my
not gonna lie.
God.
Bobby's available. I might do Bobby Firmino. You know?
Yeah,
I'd do
Firmino,
that.
man.
He's-
What's Sadio doing these days? What's he doing?
Nah,
Maybe I wouldn't do Sadio. But I'd
Sadio
do
not
Bobby.
he's not doing it very well.
nah, nah, explosions, God, bro.
Swear. Pause. Big pause. Big pause. Big pause.
Yeah, big pause. That's a
big
bug up.
pause.
That's a bug up.
That's
Yeah.
actually
What about,
that's really bad, that Cal.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what-
What
that's a
about?
bug up.
Yeah, that was I had to save him. What about? I've got one. What about Hassam's boy? He says one of the best strikers in Europe. Are you ready for it, guys?
No,
Marcus
no.
Thuram.
I mean, he's got a release clause that expires at the end of this week.
Yeah. I wonder if
75
anyone's going to activate that.
Hold
I
on,
don't
Matt,
think
was
so.
it- was it
75 million euros.
Matt, was it your drift you mentioned yesterday? What about Harry Kane?
Drifted.
Oh,
And then I
What
said,
are you-
what's our standard for a backup striker here, by the way?
and then I,
No,
I know,
I'm
and then I
saying,
said
if we can't get
400 grand a
if we
week.
can't get
I think
Isak-
we're gonna, yeah.
If we can't get Isak, you get Kane and Ekatike.
That costs more than Isak.
Yeah, but you're getting 2 people, Tom.
How much do you think Kane's going to cost?
50 mil. He's got a 50 mil release clause, I think.
I'm trying to
But
look at
he's-
strikers because this
But he's
stream
on
is going to be
400
shit,
grand
so.
a week, though.
I know.
So that's
man.
all
And he's
meant
get to
to
the Premier
Vlahovic,
League
I'm sorry,
champions.
this
They ain't
team
going
is
to take a
going to
pay cut.
Given the
Okay.
Diaz
Mate.
bonus, innit?
I present an argument. We sign
Oh.
Rodrigo, we sign Ekitike, and we sign Mateta.
We're not going to sign Mateta. We're not buying a 28-year-old.
Can you stop hating on Mateta, you prick? How many times I told you stop
I don't hate
disrespecting
Mateta, but I know the football club aren't going to buy him.
You know Mateta would have made us league champions last year, and you're still
Oh, we won the league last year anyway.
crying. No, you know what I mean by last year.
Sorry,
Because
can
we're
I-
champions right now.
Can
Look
I
at
ask a
Ash's
question
comment.
again?
Look at
You
Ash's
keep disrespecting the bald legend. Don't disrespect Mateta. I told you 100 times.
Are we missing again something that's glaringly obvious?
Yeah, there's a
When
handbag
Chiesa
that's free in
goes-
Everton right now.
No, when Chiesa and
Calvin
Elliot go,
Lewin.
Who else you gonna mention, Callum? Who? Oscar
No, wait.
Cardozo?
no. When
Shut up.
that's old school. Still, I can't lie. If and when Chiesa and Elliot go, who is Salah's rotation player?
Bendo?
I wouldn't
Oh.
be mad. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad
Hey,
with that.
coach, you
I wouldn't
know.
be mad with that.
Oh, allow it, man.
I wouldn't
No.
be mad with that.
We got to sell Benny Boy, man. We got to sell him.
Ben Doak's numbers are ridiculously good.
Oh, stop!
Well, you say that
man.
about everybody.
No, I don't. I don't say that. I
Oh.
don't say
You
that
say,
about
you
everyone.
say it about Roteki. You said it about
Yep.
Muniz from flipping.
No,
was it
no,
Fulham? Was it Fulham?
I said-
Muniz?
I said one of his
Rodrigo
numbers was very
Muniz?
good. Yes,
Um,
that was a joke, and one of his numbers was very good, and it was goals
before
for game.
you turned heel, you used to say Ekatike. You used to say even though his XG is not the greatest, his underlying numbers. I think you said that one of your videos. I think you said that as well.
You did. Look at him smirking. He
Yeah,
does
why do you listen to me though? Right, so my options,
I don't know because you're speaking.
my options. If you're looking for a cheap, because I don't know who the starter's going to be. Well, I have no idea what we're going to do starting wise. But if you're looking at cheap options to be a backup, you're looking at either Evan Guessend from Nice, Mohamed Amora from Wolfsburg, or if you're willing to go a little bit older, probably Adam Ola-Lukman.
Is this for the wing or striker?
This is someone who can do striker and one of the wings.
Okay.
So Gwesson can do striker and the right, and Mora can do striker and both wings, and Lukman can do striker on the left.
Yeah. The thing is, though, again, you see how when Hassan brought Mateta, I swear Lukman's around the same age.
So that's why I said if we're gonna go older,
if we're gonna go to that, okay, gotcha.
If we're gonna go older, I'd go Lukman. If not, then I think it's Evan Gwesson or Mohamed Mora personally. 24 and 25 respectively, so that they're right at that cut-off point at which you buy.
Genuine question, guys. Yeah.
Sorry, Matt. Tommy, are you familiar with a player called Thierno Barry?
Yes, he's going with Everton.
I mean, if we were to go for him,
he's just done it. He's done his medical.
Who?
He's done his medical and signed the contract.
I don't even know who this person is, bro.
Villarreal striker. He's good.
He's done his medical and he signed the contract, and I'm not exactly the most moved by him. He's all right, but he's an Everton striker, not Liverpool striker.
Let me ask you guys this question. Obviously, since the window opened, we haven't actually approached the striker. There's always been talk about who we're looking at, X, Y, and Z, murmurings of Isak, trying to find out Ekatike's conditions, X, Y, and Z. Obviously, the horrible incident now has happened with Jota and that tragedy. But even before all of that, Liverpool didn't approach anyone. Is there a reason why we hadn't? Was we waiting for some domino effect with other strikers like Gyökeres going to Arsenal? Because what I'm baffled about is this: if Liverpool are after a striker, they are leaving it a little bit late because the lap's been taken by Chelsea.
I think it's Isak.
This is what I think, but Liverpool I think
they're waiting for the Isak contract stuff. They're waiting to hear how that goes and what they'll base the rest of the summer around that. So
but that is risky though, because you're basically saying, all right, you're waiting for the best, and we obviously understand that. But the problem is, if it turns out not in our favor, all the strikers are getting, what I'm saying, they're all getting taken.
That's why I don't think you can rule out double 10 false 9 setup again. Because I think we could back ourselves into a corner this summer where we wait so long on Isak, it's not going to happen. By the time we get there, we don't like any of the strikers, and we know the football club is not just going to buy. They might buy, they might buy a Mikhail Tadzi or a Gwesson as a backup, but he's not the starter. They'll run Wirtz, Soboslai for a lot of games as the starter. So I look at that. I'm not against going for Isak, because if you get Isak in, mega. You have got the best striker on the market. So I do definitely think it's worth going for. I also think that
sorry guys, I had to just go for a walk quickly. Yeah, go on, Tom.
In terms of the Rodrigo thing, he can also somewhat do a job up front. He's done it a couple of times for Madrid. Again, it shouldn't be something that we're buying him for, but it's another option that you can have in terms of filling that position. And I do think, I know we were talking earlier about how we need to make sure that we're in there. I think the Wirtz thing told me that we're in there for a lot of players that we don't realise we're in there for. When all the news came out that we've been talking to him since February, I was sitting there going, I only heard about it in May. So I wouldn't be shocked if we've known that if Rodrigo's going to be available, we've done our due diligence with him and thrown our hat into the ring. I still think, though, that we should be willing to compromise with Napoli for a swap deal. I know that Osimhen goes AFCON and this, that and the other, but that is an opportunistic buy and it doesn't eat up your budget. If you can swap him for 30 million in Nunez, because in fact, I can do the math now. They want to pay 50 million euros for Nunez. Osimhen's release clause is 75, so Nunez and 25 million euros, whatever that is in pounds. That gets you Osimhen. But all of a sudden, I'm looking at that going, bang, I've got a top striker. I can now afford to go buy a younger project guys to back up because I know I've got someone who can guarantee me 25.
Why haven't the club done that? See, this is what I'm saying. So
yes.
So even I would do that myself. But all the negotiations or rumours or stuff that we've seen in the media have all said Liverpool just want straight cash for Darwin. The 50 million euros that Napoli have offered has been rejected, but apparently they're going to come back in a couple of days with obviously a fresher bid and try and get closer to our valuation. But again, no mention of Osimhen. So that kind of says to me again, Liverpool, they've obviously got their eye on someone, and I do think it's Isak, but this waiting game is very, very risky because, like I said,
if he wanted Osimhen, we'd get him.
Yeah, that's what I think. But we haven't approached these strikers for a reason, Cal. We haven't approached Ekatike. We haven't approached Oshiman. We never approached Gyökeres. We never approached Delap. We never approached João Pedro. We haven't approached none of these strikers.
Thank God
The
we didn't
only
approach
striker
João
that-
Pedro. Christ.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying that we haven't actually approached none of the strikers at all. So that says
I do think it's just a waiting game, really. I think that the longer this Isak thing goes on, because we're not gonna pull away from it until it's done. I think we're gonna try and stick in it for as long as.
I'm just gonna put something out there. If we sign Sesko, I'll hate my life forever.
Well, that is shocking. The man who hates Benjamin Sesko more than me says he'd hate it if we sign Benjamin Sesko. Oof.
Hell yeah.
Cal doesn't hate
That would
him.
be a horrendous
Don't
Look
sign.
at Cal's face.
I-
Cal doesn't hate him.
I don't hate him, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's something we go for.
Would you?
Bro,
would you be
you are
okay with that?
Sam,
Cal?
Hassam,
I know you're trying to
Hassam,
do that.
I've
No,
never,
No, I'm
I've
asking you a
never.
question. Wait, guys. Can I just get a bit? I just need to hear Cal's Cal response to it. Cal, how would you? Cal, where you going?
No,
Cal?
you ain't gonna run away. Callum Sanderson will not run away.
Cal, you can't run
Yalla
away.
habibi, yalla. The whole world is watching. Don't bottle it.
Exactly. There's over 1,500 people who's watching you,
Please,
bro.
Yeah,
please,
over
can you take me-
1,500
You can't
people in
leave
here.
the people like this.
Switch on your
Please-
camera right now. Be a
please
man.
take me- please
Mr.
take me-
MMA can't even.
Bro, you can
Mr.
say it
MMA
with
can't even
straight
say a
face, you know?
football opinion.
You can say,
Yeah.
right, listen, you mentioned Benjamin Sesko a while ago, and you kept on saying he's not as bad as what people are saying. So, which is fair to say, maybe not as bad. But would you be happy if Liverpool signed Sesko, like with all the options that are running out, and say we get turned down by Newcastle? Like, do you think that could work, the Sesko move?
I wouldn't be happy, but I wouldn't crash out either.
Do you think it could work? But do you think it could work though? That signing in particular.
I think it could work, yeah, but he's not like in my first. He's not even like in my first 6 choices of strikers.
But you think he could?
Maybe
work?
not even my top 10.
Fair play.
He could
Probably
work.
not even in my top 10. But I don't think it would be a disaster if we signed him. It just wouldn't be ideal. Come on. Let me have a quick. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Come on. You lot see that? Yeah, you lot see that? Clean.
And that's why his beard does not grow. That's
You know,
exactly why.
someone in the chat said FSG stands for Fraudulent Sanderson Group. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah, that's new. That's the new.
Sesko, you know, fuck you now.
I never
Sesko.
look. You guys
Are
are actually spinning my words.
Why are you back to like week 1, Sanderson? You know, sit on the fence like, oh, I hear what Tom is saying, but I agree with Hussam. Oh, I hear like, oh, it's just, it won't be ideal. Like,
No,
he's
it won't.
shit.
I don't.
He's
here's the
literally
thing,
Slovenian Darwin Nunez. Allow it. You know it deep
he's
down.
nothing like
He's
Darwin.
an athlete. He's not a finisher. He doesn't have a good first touch. You get me? It's just, yeah.
I
first
would
step
would
of
rather
Sesko
do
is a
one
big
more
chance
year
creator.
of Nunez than watch
No
my club
way,
spend
no
money
way.
on Sesko. I promise
way.
you, hand on heart. God smite me down if I'm lying. I would rather do one more year of Nunez.
No,
Then-
no.
I'd rather
Buy
run the
Benjamin
double
Sesko.
tens, man. Let's just run double tens and
Exactly.
see what's happening.
Exactly.
I can't even lie. Run the double tens and see where I go on.
Go by
Exactly,
Javi,
Jenny.
Go by
Normal
Javi Simmons
service
from
resumes.
Wirtz,
Callum
Soboslai, Javi
Scott
Simmons, and
is.
Elliot. Bang.
Like all jokes aside, I know we don't rate Sesko. We don't rate him. I don't rate him like that either.
Don't do this, Matt.
I do-
Trust me as
yeah.
a brother. Don't do this. Please
No,
don't
no,
do
no,
this.
no, no. No. Hear what I'm saying? I think you.
As a brother, you know, me and you are the ones with elite football
I
opinion.
know. Hear what I'm. This is what I'm about to say. If we sign Sesko, me personally, even though he's not the worst striker in the world, I still agree though that it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. It doesn't strike fear into the opponent. He's not someone who we look at and go, that's the guy. Like we never looked at Sesko like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, I know Cal said it wouldn't be a disaster, but I kind of think it would be a disaster. I genuinely think it would. And
Yes, that's
I hate
the Matt
to say
I
it.
know. There you go. See, it's a
And I hate to
disaster.
say it. I think it'll be say we got him. It'll be a year or two in, and we've got to look for another striker again. And the thing is, we have to be after what happened with Darwin. We can't get set back another 3 years again. We can't, bro. Do you know what I mean? Darwin cost us 3 years, man.
I agree. Last thing I need is Slovenian Nunez now. Khalas. I need to quit smoking this season, and signing Sesko will not help with that. Dreams and aspirations. Anyway, let me read this. You guys have school run,
So
right?
really,
Yeah. School running like.
How would you
like,
guys feel if all we signed
minute.
now was Isak? Just for forward line was this Isak and Rodrigo, but we signed a centre back and another midfielder.
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
How would I feel? We're gonna win the quad,
yeah.
mate. How the fuck do you think I'm gonna feel?
Do you
Why
not
am I gonna win
think-
the
do you not
quadruple?
think? Do you not think we'd be short up front though? Up top?
What, so
No.
hold on. So is Diaz here or no? Diaz is gone.
No, Diaz gone
All right. So it's Rodrigo, Gakpo, Salah,
and Isak.
and Isak. 4.
Make
Have you saw
Chiesa back
Chiesa
up
as
nine.
well?
Keza's gone, Tom. I don't get what you don't get about what's going on. Here.
I wouldn't be shocked if we didn't sell him because it's fucking 5 million quid.
That can
Yeah.
run. That can run.
think-
It's not
you think
ideal,
those-
but because numbers.
I don't think
they
those
can
4
run.
attackers is enough for the season.
But I don't think it's right. Okay, so I'll even include Chiesa. Going,
Remember, Wirtz will
We
play
are not
left wing at
selling.
some points, Cal.
we're not selling every single one out of Elliot, Doak, and Chiesa. One of them stays. So I'm having at least one of them as my backup to Salah, and then running Rodrigo and Gakpo and Isak. Both my left wing options and my starting right winger, in emergencies only, could do a job up front. Also, in this case, I do still have Jayden Daniels. I haven't loaned him out, have I? In this scenario, if I've got to have him as like an emergency third choice, I've had worse. He's got a good goal scoring record. It'd be good to see him have a year of development training alongside the likes of Alexander Isak, who's, you know, such a natural finisher, got such a good style of football already. We've also got Frimpong, as Timothy says in the comments, who can go and step up to right wing as well. And if you saw that training video we done the other day, looks like a really good finisher as well. So if you're telling me I have to sacrifice a backup striker, but I'm getting my first choice striker, the best option at left wing, Mark Gahey, and what was the other one? A midfielder.
Yeah. Let's say someone like Edison.
Oh, I'm biting your hand off every day of the week.
Man,
Even if I can't play
he gave us a
Isak,
dream scenario and then he says, "What do you think?"
Bates is a false 9, or Superchats is a false 9.
Man gave us a dream scenario and says, "What do you think?" Hey, Tom, if you end up with Margot Robbie, what do you think?
Oh,
What do you
I don't
think?
know.
That's that good for
Fuck
you?
you,
Like,
man.
by the way, you got Isak and Rodrigo. Like, what do you think? Habib, what I think, we're gonna win the quad. That's what I think. If we
No,
get
but
Isak-
Sam, he could have stopped there. It was when he kept going on. You're gonna get Isak.
Yeah, and a midfielder and a
centre
centre
back.
back.
I'm
I
going
get
with
it.
the 2 strikers.
Right, let's say we don't
like,
get
yeah, we're going to be a
it's
bit
just
short.
Isak, Rodrigo, and the centre back. then.
What, say that again, sorry?
It's like the least hear me
Bro,
out thing.
you know what I'm saying? Like, the hear me out has to be like, you know, like something like so, like, you know,
Has to
hear me out is like from on Guesan, me on Mateta. That's hear me out. You cannot say Isak, Rodrigo, centre back midfielder.
Guys,
What's hear me out?
guys, hear me out. Why don't we just, we're not going to get the backup striker, but we'll instead buy the best player possible in 5 different positions instead. That worked for you. And someone's going to sit there and go, oh, what are we going to do without the backup striker? Oh, no.
Yeah, no backup striker. Oh my god,
That's true.
I'm speaking about a backup striker though, given Isak's injury record, etc. Though.
guys! For
but you've given us
just for
Rodrigo as
reference
well,
sake,
bro.
guys. If I end up with Margot Robbie, I will say no. You get me? Because
All right, what if it is just? Well, forget the centre midfielder then. Rodrigo and Isak.
I would still say yes.
Yes.
Rodrigo, Isak, and Gahey. Let's fucking go. Run
And I
it.
said, yeah.
So maybe that's what we do then.
Yeah. Yes.
We'll
I'm
Yes.
be
saying
okay.
not
We'll
I'm
be
just saying
okay,
us.
bro.
Maybe
It's not
that's what the
ideal,
top
but we will be okay. We got Isak and Rodrigo.
But I would love
Guys-
us to sign Kudus, but I know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, because I think you're gonna go.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a
No,
minute. So your hear me out is Isak and Rodrigo, but your ideal is Kudus.
No, as in Kudus as well as those two would be my perfect situation.
That's not what it sounded like. I'll be honest with you.
No.
You basically said, well, it's not ideal if we get Isak and Rodrigo.
Neither-
but
Yeah.
Kudus.
But we needed
come
Kudus to make this real.
No,
You know
no.
what? Isak can get me 25 goals. Rodrigo, if he's on the left, he's
Nah,
got,
I'm only joking.
he's
I
got
know
ridiculous
Cal. I know-
potential.
no,
But you
Cal
know what
said
we
this the
need?
other day.
5
Said
goals a
this the other day.
season, Kudus. That's
What
what we
Cal's
need.
saying is he wants the
Oh, this
quality,
guy's
but
done out here.
we can't also not look at the
Underestimate,
numbers that we have in
yeah,
the
the
squad.
squad
Yeah,
depth.
we can't leave. All jokes aside, we can't leave ourselves.
I
short,
genuinely
you know what I'm
think Elliot, Doak, and Chiesa will leave.
Okay, can I say
No, I don't
something,
see all
Callum?
3 of them.
Fuck the Carabao Cup. Fuck the FA Cup. Prem and champs with that team, just starting 11 for like 50 games. Fuck it. Let's run it. Anyway, let me just read these super chats for these guys. Have to do school run. Big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. You get me? Big up to all of you guys. Let me just read these, you guys. I know you can postpone school run just by like 5 minutes. We'll just read these and then we'll end. Hope the community has a good week ahead. You never walk alone.
The poor kids are going to be sitting there waiting for the
I
dad to
keep
turn up
waiting
and pick them
outside
up.
because I've got to wait for.
Oh, here we go. The exaggeration.
This
Oh,
guy.
now I'm the guy that hates kids now
Oh, my
because I just
days.
said wait 5 minutes.
Shocking.
Fuck you. There you are. Big up to Michael Spartan Lynn. Big up MSL, who says, I really believe that Jota and his brother pass are going to galvanize us this season. This is going to be the saddest, most beautiful season coming up. RIP 20, you'll never walk alone. 21, incoming love. Big up to you, my guy, Michael. And I really do hope that we do it for Diogo and we do win this English Premier League for him. You get me? Because, you know, that feeling, inshallah, next May, if Virgil is lifting the Premier League and then someone hands him like a Jota shirt or like something, it's just going to be such a beautiful scene that will live forever in history, man. Big up to you, Michael. Big up to Faris, who says Yildiz is Diaz replacement. Okay.
I'm not wholeheartedly against that, but I think
I might upset some Turkish people in the chat, but I'm not that big a fan of Yildiz. He's good, but he's just not special for me. He's good.
No,
I think he's
Sam.
good. Very good, you know.
I thought me and you were going to be on the same boat with Yildiz.
I just said he's good, but he's not special. Like, I would
No,
take
he's
him.
special. He's special.
He's not.
There's so much I like about Yildiz.
He's not.
I
Special.
wouldn't go as far as to say special yet. I think
He could
he's
become
good.
Special is like Callum's scenario. That's special. And then he asks, what do you
Obviously.
think?
Oh, I don't know about this one, guys. What do you think about this one? And this is the ideal one.
The Diaz situation is simple. Is he close to his peak? Yes. Is he better than Mane was? No. Replace for profit with a younger player with higher ceiling. I agree, man. Listen, if it's Fofana and Isak, I'd say yes. Never mind Rodrigo and Isak. So, yeah, that's the thing for me, Stu. Thank you so much for the super chat. Anyone of Rodrigo, Leao, Barcola, Gordon, Fofana. Yeah, but like, here's the problem with your logic. You keep going, like, the quality goes down per player. Like, it's like Rodrigo,
I mean,
Leao,
The
Barcola,
most
then like, Gordon.
the most concerning
Fofana.
part of that is the fact he's put Barcola and Gordon in the same category.
Yeah, you cannot put them in the same category. Starter, Ekitike, backup, Mikutadze. Do you guys take that?
Isak, just get me Isak, man.
You know,
I don't
TK,
want to run two young strikers.
This is the thing. One of them's got to be really prolific, and I do rate.
Would you take
everyone
Bowen,
knows
Callum,
this.
by the way?
Will I take Bowen and Liverpool?
Yeah.
What, as a Salah rotation?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fairs. Big up to Joe A.
2020. Bowen's a baller.
Fairs. I'm 50 minutes behind and I'm just listening to all of you speak to
Matt
Diogo
don't
Jota
rate him.
and his family. God bless his family and our community. You'll never walk alone. Do it for Diogo. Big up to you, my guy, Joe. I'm in complete agreement with you, man. Inshallah, we win this league for Jota. Big up to Gregory, says, where's Sinanyo? Nunez stays second, Sesko third, anything else? Listen, man.
I promise you, Sesko joining is a worse scenario than Nunez staying. I promise you.
For me, Nunez staying is worst scenario possible.
Because Nunez staying is I've got to deal with the shit for 1 more year. Sesko joining means I've got to do the whole circus again for 3 years.
Yeah. I hear it. Guys, you've seen Luis Suarez, Colombian forward? He's quality. I haven't seen him.
No, I haven't personally.
He's decent. He's been quite inconsistent throughout his career. There was a point where he was actually a really interesting option when he was at Almeria, but I don't think now he's necessarily the greatest one. He's a little bit inconsistent.
Big up all. No one think Lookman is being overlooked as Diaz replacement. 10 plus goals 3 seasons in a row. Plays wing and striker, links up well. I like Lookman.
No, I do as well. I rate him. I just think it's the age profile.
Yeah, that's what
He'll go AFCON. He's going AFCON as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Rodrigo, 6 goals in 30 entire games. He's ass. Jack, you know I love you, but he plays right wing. Yeah. If we played Mo, who's the best player in the Premier League, left wing, he'd have way less goals. We all know this because you can't even cut in and shoot.
Also, if you played Mo on the left wing and had prime Messi and prime Ronaldo in terms of quality difference, who were getting the ball ahead of him, then yes, he'd also have less goals. You got to bear in mind Rodrigo's playing out of position as the third choice attacker in terms of who's getting that ball.
Yeah, Mikutadze makes the most sense, surely. Cheaper option given Leon's situation. It would help Mamardashvili settle massively, especially given what's happened. Listen, I think Mikutadze as a backup striker is a great option. It just depends. What's the price being quoted from you guys, if you guys see it on Twitter?
He's got a relegation release.
I haven't seen it.
I think I saw like the other week. It's a relegation release clause of about 30 odd million. I don't know if that was euros or pounds.
Yeah, run it.
Yeah, run it. If it's that cheap, then run it.
Bob, he's a
I think
baller
the thing I saw is you could get Malik Fofana and Mikhail Tadzi together if the relegation held up for 65 million euros as like a package.
Callum, would you take Mikatadze, Fofana, Isak, Rodrigo?
Only if you give me Kudus as well. I'm joking. Of course I would.
Stop lying. You want to put Bowen in there as well, bro.
Gakpo played 2 more minutes than Rodrigo last
Bowen's
season.
got to be there.
I think his name value is way different to his actual value. Stinks. Here's the thing, Jack. I understand what you're saying, but once again, imagine Gakpo played right wing. How many goals and assists he's fucking getting? Like, let's be serious here. You're taking away the most basic thing, which is cut in and shoot. That's it. Just cut in and shoot. Most basic winger move. You're taking it away by playing him right wing. And that's why he wants to leave. So I disagree with looking at it just GA perspective.
Yeah, you have to look at it.
Jota always stepped up during AFCON. # who will save us.
We got boys who can step up. We got boys who can step up. Gakpo can step up in that time, 100%. Florian Wirtz
now as well.
That'll be when the team becomes his for at least a short period of time.
Yeah, until the king returns.
We got options.
Nusa as Gakpo. I can't lie to you, Jack. I'll be honest with you. I know you're Norwegian. Norway destroyed Jordan in friendly game 6-0. Nusa destroyed the fuck out of our team, and he was 18 at the time. He is one fucking amazing
He was close to going to the Prem, but the mid got cancelled. Yeah, Brentford. Yeah.
Failed his medical.
He's a good player, man. Technical player, man.
Yeah.
Tom Little has grown on me. I love this guy. Zrais, you've been watching for 3 years. You finally love Tom.
Burner account. That's a burner account if I've ever seen one.
Hold on. We can say it's not because I'm not super chatting on the Don Hassam channel. I'm not paying my. This isn't coppish. Hassam will read out my comments without super chats.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, I always read out Tom's comments. I always bring up. By the way, Callum and Matt and these guys are never in our chats anyway. Tom, you got me because we're too small for them.
Hold on, wait. What? No. I'm debunking this right now. Wow. Sam, when your stream went down the other day, what happened? All right.
The Sanderson show was in the comment section.
I called you and was like, Sam, do you know your show's down? All right then.
Fairs. He was there once. You got me on that one time.
Hold on, Hassam. What about my streams?
You've just started streaming, Tom.
I didn't even know when you were streaming, bro. I didn't get the notification. I didn't get the notification, bro.
You just started, bro.
You just started. I didn't even have time to comprehend. You get me? Like, fair.
I didn't even get a notification, bro.
Big up King Tyler, who says, great little therapy session. Take care, people. I love you, Tyler, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for the love. I enjoyed this stream. I feel like, I do agree with what Callum says. Listen, at the end of the day, our roles as Liverpool content creator is to try to galvanize and uplift anyone. It's very important in this moment in time. Appreciate you, Tyler, and love you for always showing us love as well. To defend Jack, Mane scored 13 in 16-17 playing right wing. You're on mute.
He was the main scoring option in that team, though.
Yes, he was.
Firmino was a false 9. Coutinho was that 10 left wing hybrid.
Yeah.
For up until he got injured, because he got injured at the back end of the season against Everton.
Yeah.
Mane and the AFCON as well. Mane was the guy that everything was going to in terms of the attacking sense. In Rodrigo's case, Mbappe don't fucking pass. Vinicius don't fucking pass. And if they do pass, it's to either Mbappe or Vinicius. Rodrigo is basically last season at Madrid told to stand out wide and be a cone so that the team shape makes sense. When he gets the option to do stuff, he does stuff. Go look at his goal against Atleti in the first leg of the quarterfinals, or the round 16, whatever it was, when they played in the Champions League.
When he cut him
That's a goal.
On his left.
That's a goal. That's what he can do when he's given the license.
Have to shoot and get these
yeah.
Same.
We're ending. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Sanderson Show, Kopish, Matt One Show, all in the description. Tom Little with a one on YouTube, Insta, Twitter, the works. Love you all. And I'm going to see you guys later tonight at 11, inshallah. I'm live. No watch along. No one cares about Club World Cup. Peace out.
Love peeps.